What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and short but simple video here. I want to talk about Astrobot's review scores, and I gotta be honest, I didn't look at any of the new gameplay. I want to go in spoiler-free. I don't want to see these levels, I'm sure, making the rounds today. I don't want to see the bots, the cameos, but I did want to see the review scores just to see, my prediction was kind of the low 90s, high 80s. I just didn't think journalists would go this far, and this far, I would say, in a good way, right? 94 on Metacritic based off of 99 reviews, one of the highest rated games, I believe, of the entire year. And actually, that's the upper echelon, right? Once you crack 93 on Metacritic, you're up there with some of the all-time greats. Now, as I always say, and that still applies here, make your own decision, right? An all-time great, a game that has a 95 on Metacritic, might not be your all-time great, right? It depends on the person. So for me, these scores kind of just reflect what I was hoping that the game could get. Does that make sense, right? Where the game always looked so freaking good. I was hoping it could get this, but I honestly didn't think it was going to get this high, to be honest with you. So, and what are people saying, right? Well, ultimately, the praise is for everything. Now, there are a lot of perfect scores. There's a lot of 10 out of 10s. There are some, if you scroll down far enough, you do get into the 9s. There's a couple 8s, and I think there's one 78 out of 100. Kotaku didn't give a score, at least not yet, and their review doesn't sound perfect. It sounds like they have some complaints about the game. I know you guys are shocked because it's Kotaku, but no, I mean, there are some scores that are not perfect scores, but what generally people are saying is this is a love letter. You're seeing that a lot. You're seeing that even in that 78 score that I found. You're seeing it's like a thank you note to the PlayStation fandom, and you see that a lot with all these 10 out of 10 scores. So this is a huge thank you. This is people have been asking, well, what are they going to do for the 30th anniversary? This is their game that celebrates all of it. And I mean, that might not be good enough for you, right? If you want a huge celebration, maybe a new game, maybe a console, like a PS5 Pro or whatever. But this game seemingly is the celebration of the 30 years. So I saw that a lot, and I don't know, that means a lot to me. I know it might not mean a lot to other people. It's something I've talked about even with Astro's Playroom. That's what I like to see. It's not a thing that completely makes Astrobot or Astro's Playroom, right? That respect and the cameos and stuff, but it does go a long way. When you stop and say, oh my God, Sly Cooper, oh my God, Nathan Drake, or even more obscure characters, right? When you can do that, and when you can tell that these people love not just PlayStation, but they also love gaming, right? Because there's just characters from all over. When you can tell that immediately, I feel like that's almost bonus points, at least to me. That's, okay, these people get it. These people love the game. And not just love that game, but love the game of gaming. Does that make sense, right? So I really, really respected that. And obviously I do now even more so, right? But in Astro's Playroom, I highly respected that. And then you just have the fun factor. Look, at the highest tier here, you got people comparing this game to the best Mario games we've ever gotten. We've had people today say that this is the best platformer in a decade, in 10 years, and that this rivals the best, like I just said, Mario games. The next Mario is going to have to beat Astrobot. I mean, when you can put yourself up there, at least to these critics, again, now it's up to us, right? Now it's up to the purchasers, and can we make this game a high-selling game? Can it kind of have that backing of us, as people? Hopefully it does, and that's something we've talked about, for the last couple months, really, on this channel. But, when you have people that are journalists saying, this is a game that rivals Mario and is one of the best platformers of at least the last decade, maybe even of all time, when you have that as your benchmark, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. There's actually not too much more I even want to talk about in this video because I didn't want to get into any spoilers. I didn't want to get too deep. Like I said, I didn't even watch things, but just fun was something I saw over and over again. The game is just fun. The game doesn't need to be tweaked. I mean, a lot of these 10 out of 10s say there's nothing wrong with the game, and I mean, well, obviously you gave it a 10 out of 10, but it seems like the platforming is absolutely there. It pushes the PS5. It pushes the DualSense controller, which I love to hear. I didn't read specifically as to how, and again, I don't really need to know, right? I know what Astro's Playroom did for the DualSense, and I can imagine what this game does. So, I mean, I saw all the right things. Now, again, it's them saying it, but for this specific example, the high scores, the respect for PlayStation, the DualSense, the platforming being top tier, the game just being all around an amazingly fun game, right? These are all things that I thought the game was going to be. These are all things that I was hoping the game was going to be, right? Now we're hearing it. Tomorrow we get to test it for ourselves. So very, very exciting, and I cannot wait to jump in tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be doing my own videos, review, and probably like a platinum run type thing that I want to do for Astro Bot, but you let me know if there's anything more you want to see from me. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.